conference will now be recorded.
Now, what can we do with Excel release that we have discussed already? But this is the typical software development flow. I think last time also we discussed in the notepad. So we have a plan, code, build, test, release, operates. And typically the release process and deployments, which we do during the build, test, release. So, and this we do for the multiple environment, dev, test, UAT, prod. So these are the things which where we can use the our Excel release things. Now this is the good image if you are interested to know about Excel release architecture. So again, this software has been written in Java, and but they have multiple components also. So for the trial, though we are using the embedded database, but you can use external database also. Uh, this is in container right now, which we're using. I tried to get the hosted one, but they are not giving it hosted trial. So we'll continue with the containers only. And the Excel release has a core and some website, and they're using Jetty as a HTTP server embedded one, and supported by REST APIs and many more things like SSH, REST, and things like command line and all. So this is the one. Okay, so now once we are moving to the Excel release, what are the things you need to know? So Excel release is not very complicated software if you understand the release process. Uh, Basically, the concept is very simple. You have to create a folder, and inside the folder you have a templates, and inside the templates, from the template you can create as many release templates. You can divide into the multiple phases. Okay, multiple phases and so and phases you divide into the tasks. So anyway, that I'll show you that. So remember that folder is very simple, but most important thing is to design a templates. So templates means what? So template means something which you want to use it again and again for release. For example, let's say we have a different types of release, right? Minor release, major release, and multiple environments also. We can do that. Okay, so those are the things we develop. So uh, have this in mind. This will help you. Uh, we call it release semantics. Okay, semantic versioning. This concept. Let me show the image. So this will help you. So typically we have a releases, right? Yeah. So here, yeah. So we have a major release. Typically we name with one, minor, and patches. So everything is incremented. I think one better image will be this image here. This image will help you to understand more better way. Just a second, it's not coming good. This is also good. This is also good. Yeah, this is good. So this way you can design this. So based on the templates, you have to design the templates to make sure that uh, major, minor, and patches will be addressed. And same way, this can be used for the deploying multiple environments. Starting with when you say multiple environments means dev, QA, UAT um, for deployments. Yeah, this is good image for that. So you have a dev, sandbox, production, others. Right now, not all the environments are there. Let's test UAT, staging, and all kind of things. You may have it actually. So you have to design this template very well, and template will have a phases. Phases means this one I was showing you, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are the you can consider as like a phase, build phase, test phase, and these here you have environment dev, test, UAT, and all kind of things. So this is very important, and inside that you have a task. So each phases will have a some task. Let's say build phase, what you do, release phase, what you do, some scanning, what you do, and stuff like that. So these are the one which you do. So important thing is folder inside the templates, phases, and task. Let me show you through UI also because it's there already here. So this is the fresh Excel release, and now here you have a folder. You can create a folder. Okay. So here you can create a folder. Now, how do you design the folder? There's one very good example has been given. Look at this here. This is the how you design. So inside the folder, you see you have a templates. This is the one template, and here we have another templates as well downside. So this is the way you have to create it.
Mm-hmm.
Now the template and template will have a pages, and this is the release. So here you have a templates. There's one template called Financial Institutions Governance Pipeline, and these are the phases: dev phase, pre-prod, and prod. So these are the three phases we have. So yep. Now if you see in this uh, phases, look at it little carefully. This is one task. One task. Okay. This can be any command or script which you can run. Typically, let's say you can run Ansible, Terraform, all these things. So here you see you have a tasks. This is the grouping of task. So this is the way you design this. If you look at the examples, it'll be giving you the good idea for this. So yeah, that's a terminologies, folder, templates. Inside that, divert into the phases and tasks. Now, once you deploy this template, it'll become a release, and the release for the it can be a major, minor, or patches. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here we have some terminologies. Release in Excel digital AI release. We have released the central entity in Excel release representing a deployment or delivery process. It is made up the pages, task, and dependencies, and track progress from start to finish. Uh, so you create a release from the template. Template has a pages, task, and dependencies. So template define the reusable structure, which you can use it for the multiple releases, included phases, task, gates, and variables. Templates can be cloned to create an actual release with the predefined configurations and workflows. Workflows I'll discuss in another session. That's a different topic. Phases. Phase is a logical grouping of tasks in a release, like a build, test, deploy, verify, and all. Phase help organize complex release workflows into the manageable sections. Task, it can be inside of phases, which can you want to do anything like any script or web script or command or anything you want to run, you can run as in the task. For
Mm-hmm.
example, Jenkins, Ansible, Terraform, Python, shell scripting, PowerShell, all this thing, Groovy, anything, any script, any. code you can run through shell. So the task is individual step in a phases, manual task, automated tasks, and so on. Now, one more terminology which you need to know. Gate. A gate is a checkpoint or approval steps between phases. It ensures compliance or verifications before progressing to the next phase. So let's say one phase is completed, and let's say in the build phase here, if you see there, this one, where is it? Huh. So this phase is completed, let's say dev, and dev 2, you want to move to pre-prod, or this is environment, my bad. Let me show you the release. There's no release as of now. So I'll create one. No release. Okay, so let's understand this and then I'll create. So let's say you have a two phases, and from one phase to another phase, if you want to go, and before that you want to send some notifications or maybe some approval. So how do you do that? That's where we set up the gate. So gate is a checkpoint or approval steps between the phases. It ensures compliance or verification before progressing to the next phase. Okay, so these are the release state which is supported by digital AI release. Planned release, in progress, paused, completed, and aborted and failed. As name suggests, it's very simple to understand. Release can be planned, in progress, running, paused. You have in progress which is running and you paused it, and completed, aborted, and failed. Okay, so yeah, these are some of the stuff which we have. So this is the old image for the older version, but well, let's just template. So let's say if you're a release manager, you used to do earlier like this. Um, used to set this one, Excel sheet. Now you have this one. That's the difference. You don't have to do through the Excel sheet. Everything can be programmatically configured. So this is a template which you can reuse it for the multiple options. So these are the things. We have a template, multiple options like edit, new release, copy, move, delete. You can set the permission who should be allowed to do what exactly on the templates and so on. Okay, so some of the things is not rendered right now. So I'll do that anyways. I'm just ignoring it. So theoretically, I think so this is something which you need to design. Let's say you create a release for the phase one, development, QA, and deployment, and multiple tasks. This we can do that design and all. Okay, so let's create this one, then you'll understand. So for that, you can follow these documents also. Yeah, this is a little old documents, but still relevant. So first thing, step number one, create a folder for your product line. So let's say I'm going to create folder, and the folder name would be DevOps School. Okay. This is the, I created a one my folder DevOps School. Now after this, you have to create a connection using Unix host. Go to the folder. So basically for the deployments where that job your job will be run, you need to add some machines inside a folder. Okay. So you can add some machines over there to set the connection. So how do we do that? So let's go for here, and you see connections here. Basically right now, you don't have any machines right now. So in order to deploy, we have to build the connections. Connection is like nothing but other machines where you do the
What is
activities.
connections like? I didn't get that. I
So
till folders. I understand. What is the
so
need of
folder is like
connection?
folder,
Mm-hmm.
folder is like a projects. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And connection is like a machine which you are adding it in order to deploy some software. So let's understand in the this way. See, this is your Excel deploy. Okay. Now there is a two types of node we need it. Two types of node. One is like your build node, you can say, and one is a deployment server. Okay, deployment server. So now let's understand. This is you configure the job here, let's say, and you say, hey, deploy in this server, this server, this server, this server. But from which machines? So you'll have one intermediate machines. These machines you need to connect to the Excel
Okay.
relay. So now what will happen? You will run the task will run here, and this will make a deployment to all other server likewise.
Okay.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make a connection. Now the question is, there are so many options available for connections. Uh, if you're using some insight services, these are the internal product of digital AI. They are promoting it. So if you want to connect with insight service of digital AI, agility server, if you are using those continuous testing instance, CLI config, deploy servers, and platform. But these are the typical one which is inbuilt for us. We will use one of the servers. It can be this one, deploy server or something. But you have another options also. For example, if you want to deploy in the API based applications, like let's say Argo, here you have AWS, here you have Black Duck server, or all others also is there, GitHub repository, and so on. So many options are there. This you can do using HTTP RESTful API actually. Here we have webhooks also, webhook and events. So you can trigger the webhook events. You can also manage the secret management, and others options are also there. So yeah, depends on what you want. We can use this Unix host
Mm-hmm.
for connections, or you can use this one also, deploy server. But we are not using that, this one. Excel deploy is the digital AI deploy. There is a right applications. We have it, so which you are not using. So accordingly. Okay, so yeah, let's use the Unix host. So for that, click on this plus. Now let's say server one or maybe Linux one. And what is the connection type? So my connections, it can be different protocols are there, SAP and SFTP and all this thing. So depends on what protocol you have, you can use it. So I think mine is OpenSSHD. Okay, that is something which I'm going to use it for this. Again, you can refer this documentations if you are getting lost. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so here we have used the sudo. Why? Because same machine has been used, but other protocol depends. If it is a Windows, you have to use WinSSD.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's up to you. You can use here IP address and all, and username and password. You have it. Okay, so let me add this temporary directory. You need to have. So Ubuntu and cd tmp. I'm creating one directory here.
Mm-hmm.
mkdir excel release cd excel release pwd. So this is the place where the all the script will be running. Any download, upload, or any executions of the script or command, it will run here. Jump station is not required. Sometimes we use the jump stations, but right now I'm connecting directly. Address, IP address, you can use that. So this one, where is server? Hmm. Port SS22 is there. Username is Ubuntu.
The
Okay.
port is 17.
No, 22. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I think how come it got changed. Password for this machine, I don't have it. I can set the password, but I have a private key. So you can use a private key here. Or if you have a file located in somewhere in digital AI release application, so you can use that one also. But right now I will embed this. So let's go for, I think I have it key somewhere here. This is all. I'll open up and copy and key. Done. Passphrase is not there. Sudo username is though not required for this username. So password is not there. So all these things not there. And save it. And you should test it also once for for that matter. So that way it will be good. So click on this one more time and test. Here it says there is some Java lang error. OpenSD connection to host that is not running Windows. Okay, so this particular applications connection to host that is not running Windows. So cannot create SSH distributor now. Okay, so let's use this protocol different now. Let's use the sudo
Mhm.
and strange. So sudo username, I will provide username. Nothing actually. Sudo username is nothing. So let me check. Can't connect the unit host. No value connection sudo username. Ubuntu. Sudo username, you don't have anything actually. Let me try root. Now it's available. So root is the default user. That is so anyways. So let's save this and that is done. So likewise, you will set up your host and you can attach the host Unix, Windows, and many more. So far, so good. Hello.
Hello, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now after this, that was a step number 2. You can do. Step number 3, you have to create a template for your product release. Okay. Then step number 4, create required pages to the template release. So let's
Basically,
create the
in organization also they use the Unix host. Even I didn't check the connections in my organization how they are doing. Like, how can we check those?
so you click on this your projects and go to the connections and see that where is added which options. So
Mm.
for me, just now I added one options which is Unix here. So here you can see the list. So click on each and everything,
Okay.
see what they're using.
Okay.
Okay. So
Mhm.
now I am going to create a template. So click on this project folder, DevOps School. Okay. And here you can create a templates left side. So create a new template, or if you have some templates already available, you can import it also.
Mhm.
Now create template. Now this template which I'm creating, this is for the chat. There is one software for the company DevOps School chat, or maybe something like a DevOps X. Okay, so X is a some product which you want to deploy, and for that you want to create a template, and you
Mhm.
want to save it, and risk profile and descriptions you can put it up. Schedule date right now is not required. Here you can read it for this some time being. Schedule start date you can decide, due date, durations for this particular release. I mean, for how much time it will take. But once you run this, then you can set all this time actually. Abort on failure, allow password in all fields, disable some tagging and all is there, and then create it. So now you see here DevOps School folder, then you create a template called DevOps X, which is the product name, and then here you have to design the phases. Okay, so you can name these phases. Let's say build. There's one phase. Add one more phase. Let's say you can put the test, and there's one more phase you can put. Let's say deploy. Okay, and so you design. This is up to you how many phases you design. Let me tell you this, I'm putting the build, test, deploy, but it can be literally anything. In
Mhm.
the deployment itself, you can divide into the multiple phases. It's up to you. This decision is completely depends on your requirement, which you consider as a phases to be developed.
Mhm.
So now phases. Now as part of this phase, what kind of work you want to do? So build is a phase. Now you have to add a task. So here you can add a task. You name it whatever types of task you want to add it. So here you have a multiple task as an example given. So something you want to do manual, or you want to create a release as a task, gate, notifications, create delivery, find delivery, and it's a pretty long list actually. And here you see some scripts you can run, some remote scripts you can run, webhooks you can run. You can call digital agility, you can call other projects also for the digital AI, and internal one. Again, different products they have, so they have put it up everything. So it's like a complete ecosystems. They have it. So yeah, this is something which you can check. This AWS is also there, and Argo CD is also there. Here you have a playbook for the answer. Okay. So it's a pretty, I mean, any command, any script, any web services, any REST APIs, you can wanna call it. Here you can do that. So it's a pretty huge list actually, depends on what exactly you want. So right now, I just don't want anything, just a command and script I am running. So here I am running, this is a Kubernetes, Helm commands, Docker Compose commands. I will running the, do we have a Docker Compose? Azure commands. Let's make the Docker Compose commands. So Docker Compose commands is not there in my machine, I guess. Or let's go for the script. Script Unix. Okay. Mm. echo file. This is simple one I'm running, which
Mhm.
is possible. Done. So this is the one task. I'm going to add one more task. This time docker docker uh, these are the command directly you can use, but docker, let me just docker run. This is a docker compose. So docker up start your applications, something like this. This will fail, by the way.
Mhm.
Okay, so I added two tasks. Now here also for the test you can create a task here also. Typically in deployment you will add Ansible, run Ansible playbook, and not this one. Okay, where's gone Ansible
This is also test, I guess. Oh yeah.
Terraform, Terraform. Here you can run Terraform and all this thing. So here you can do the deployment like Ansible, Terraform. These are the additional tools actually. Here in this here you can run some tester tool. So here your test view. These are the applications, inbuilt application. But again, different things you can do,
Mhm.
whichever you it actually. If you're using that one. Okay. So this all will fail except the first one. First one will pass. All will fail because we don't have ecosystem. So this way you design now. Okay. And this is done. So what we did, we created projects, then one templates, multiple phases, and tasks, and done. Now using this, you want to make a release. Okay, let's say you want to run this, you want to make a release. So go to the folder again just to make sure it's saved properly, and templates. So it's done. And few options are also there which you can try. For example, you want to copy this one. See here, assign to me, change type, copy, view history,
Those,
modifications. You can see delete.
what are those copy and all? Where do we copy?
So let's say this you want to copy to the other pages or same page. So copy task, and here you can paste it.
Oh, okay.
So like this, see, done. So this one and this one. Got it?
Mhm.
Okay, so this way you can have a template. And now I am going to do the release. So how do we get the release? So go to the template which you want to release, DevOps X, and here you say new release. So this release, you have to decide whether it's a major release or minor release. So let's say DevOps X 1.0.0.1. So this is a 1.0.0. So let's say this is a major release. Okay. And some flags you can set, but slowly you will get it. Who's the release owner? Right now, only one user is there. And few more options are there. Slowly we'll discuss and create release. Done. So now you completed the release. Now if you see that DevOps School has a release, this is the release, and release is created. But you have to start the release, right?
Mhm.
Again, let me show. Go to the DevOps School folder. Here you have a template. First, you created from this template one release. Okay, here, and then release you created, and then now from the template, the release which you created, you have to deploy that, start this release. So I'm starting this release now. This one will pass, this one will pass, but rest of this thing will fail. Okay, because you don't have any scripts. Echo Rajesh, simple echo I'm printing. Okay, and you can modify this one. We'll discuss a little bit detail later.
Mhm.
So done. And now you have a release in progress. It's got failed.
Yeah,
You can see the errors. You can see the errors. Okay, and so on. So one got failed, so another got did not got executed. But I'm just covering that the skeleton how you plan. So now you have a release one. You started the release, is got failed, 0% got completed, start date, end date, durations, and abort. Now you see here, this got failed. First steps, first task only. Click on this, and here you see activities, and this is the error message. Okay, overview here, Echo Rajesh, and like this. So this is this logs which will help you to troubleshoot and so on. So no value specify the connections making. So basically the machine which I added, that I did not add it. I mean this particular task where I should run. So right now the error says Java cannot run this. We need a connections. You see required connection options address at the line number 5. So that you have to modify. We'll discuss how to design the task later and so. So did you understand this?
mm-hmm.
How to run the skeleton?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So now this is something which you have to plan. So next session, what we'll do, we'll spend some time on the designing the task. So that's important. So if you can tell me what are the tasks you do in your projects,
Mm-hmm.
so I will plan the similar kind of task to run it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any questions?
Nothing as of now. I have one question. Like, in uh, Rajesh, will you give support?
Yeah, support, but which let me stop the recording.